everyone, I'm George. I'm back with a new video. This is a new first edition video, the all things comics, film, and pop culture web show. I talk about everything from comics to films and more. And so the first thing I wanted to discuss is the end of Dragon Ball Super. This March 25th to be exact, of this year, Dragon Ball Super is ending with episode 131. The title of the episode is, I believe, Goku Until We Meet Again. And I'm super sad about this. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I don't want it to end. I want it to keep going. So those of you who have been following the series know that we are still in Zeno's Tournament of Power. It has lasted most of the year. Goku and Jiren are still in the ring. We're getting ready to end this series. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I will say it has been explosive. I mean, universes have been erased, that sort of thing. The stakes are really high, and we are nearly to the end. And then not just that, the end of the series is episode 131, which is like 2 or 3 episodes away. So things are coming to an end very shortly. We don't know what's going to happen next. I am really hoping that Dragon Ball Super returns, but as of now, once Dragon Ball Super goes off the air, there's going to be another series that's going to take its place. And as of now, for the rest of 2018, I think we might have a movie coming out that's supposed to focus on the Saiyans. But other than that, I don't know, and I'm really hoping there's more Dragon Ball Super or another Dragon Ball series on the way. Just because if things end here with the stakes so high, I feel like they're teasing more. I feel like there's more. And so that's why I'm hyped up, not just for this end of the Tournament of Power, but just for Dragon Ball Super in general. So if you're not a fan, if you haven't seen the series, Dragon Ball is definitely something you should check out, especially if you like action anime, because Dragon Ball puts the action in anime. I know there's other anime, but Dragon Ball is something special. So you should definitely check that out. The last episode airs March 25th, 2018. Be there. The next thing I wanted to discuss is that Superman number 1000 is coming out April 18th of this year. It's actually going to have a $7.99 price tag. I think it's going to have like a prestige format. It's going to be really nice. And it's actually going to have variant covers. A lot of creators are going to participate on here. Some notably like Jeff Johns, Brian Michael Bendis, who recently went over to DC. I think this is going to be his first work for DC, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I know for sure he's participating on this project, but I'm not sure if it's his first work for DC. But like Jeff Johns, Richard Donner, there's going to be just a lot of talent involved on this issue, as it should be, because this is Superman's, not only his 80th anniversary, but also his 1000th issue. I don't know how many other, I think that's the only comic book to reach that kind of milestone so far. I know Batman and Detective Comics are going to come fast, but Superman, one of my favorite heroes, for me it's a huge milestone because I'm a big Superman fan and I'm really happy about it. You should definitely check out the covers. There's a lot of really cool covers. They're like through the ages with different illustrators. I think my favorite cover is the Steve Rude cover. I think it looks so cool. And I'm really excited for this. I'm excited to see where Superman goes in the future. So keep an eye out for Action Comics number 1000, April 18th of this year. Be at your comic shop because issue 1000 is coming out. But also be aware it has a $7.99 price tag because that's higher than already high prices. So it is a celebratory issue, so I can kind of see why they go for that price tag. It is going to have 80 pages worth of content, worth of story. So I guess the $7.99 price tag is not that bad. But of course, comic prices are already kind of high, so even $7.99 is kind of a lot. But there are going to be variant covers, and just keep an eye out, pick up the stuff that you want, and help Superman celebrate his 80th anniversary and his 1000th issue milestone. Another huge development that just came in, I don't know how many of y'all have been paying attention to this, but Avengers Infinity War, which was originally scheduled to come out to debut in theaters May 4th here in the United States, has been moved forward to April 27th of this year. And that's a week earlier. That's a week earlier we get to see this movie. A movie that I personally have been anticipating for such a long time. And I'm super hyped up and amazed that we've made it this far. If you consider everything that culminated to this event, all of the Marvel Studios films, all the behind the scenes kind of casting, how we got Spider-Man to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe, everything that came just so we have this one movie, it's mind-blowing. And it's really exciting, and we could see it a week earlier. This announcement actually came from Robert Downey Jr. himself, yes, Iron Man. He tweeted on his Twitter account, and he let everyone know we can see it a week earlier. Now, I don't know why this was. I'm not complaining about it at all, but I have a feeling it kind of has to do with Deadpool. Deadpool 2 actually pushed up their release date into May. I think it was in June and now it's in May, which leaves less time for Marvel. They want to make as much money as they can, of course. I think that might be one of the reasons why they pushed it up, but either way they pushed it up, and that's exciting. The question that I think is, as crazy as Deadpool is, what if they push their date up to May 4th? Is it possible that we could get it even earlier into April? I don't know, but it would be mind-blowing if that did happen. So fans who have been waiting for this for a while, definitely, if you've already bought tickets for this movie, which I can see why. I should have already bought tickets myself, but I will be buying some. I guess you're probably seeing it twice at least, because it's just amazing. To me, this doesn't really happen normally. And so it's just really exciting, especially the way Marvel did it with Robert Downey Jr. I really love that Marvel always goes big. Like they go big on everything, and it's really exciting. And so those of you who are Marvel fans, those of you who have also been waiting for this movie, you're seeing it earlier. April 27th, in theaters, everywhere. The next thing I wanted to discuss is more comics related. And Black Mass Studios, they have a comic book called The Wild. The premise of The Wild is kind of interesting. Yes, it's a post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse kind of story, but this one has kind of a different twist that I thought was kind of interesting. Instead of the zombies being just flesh-eating, decomposing things, these zombies are kind of like a flora, plant-like zombie, and they sort of spread like a plant-like illness, disease that infects people. Visually, it's pretty interesting. I think it's a unique twist on the post-apocalyptic story, and so I'm really interested to see it. Issue 1 came out in February, but it's still early in the series, so Issue 2 actually comes out March 28th of this year, and it's written by Vita Ayala, and it's illustrated by Emily Pearson. And I think it looks really interesting. I wouldn't want to let this one fly under the radar, just because a lot of big studios are always picking up comic books. And who knows, they might also think that this is an interesting premise. Who knows if this is going to have legs and go further than just a comic book medium. So it also looks like it's a good story too, so I'm excited about that. I am looking forward to tracking down issue 1 and also picking up issue 2. So if you can't get enough of zombies and you want to try a new flavor of zombie, this is definitely a book you might want to look into. The next thing I want to talk about is Wonder Woman 2 casting. So Kristen Wiig is in talks to play Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2. So I don't know how I feel about this, but I am not going to be a naysayer, just because I was one of those people back when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker. I actually didn't think it was a good idea, and stupid me, after witnessing the late Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight, I was just blown away. I will never jump the gun on casting and say, oh, that's terrible, after how wrong I was about Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, because he was amazing. And so I'm not going to jump the gun. Well, I don't really see it myself with Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. You know, I'll give her a chance and we'll go from there. I'm going to give Kristen Wiig the same benefit of the doubt and wait and see on her. So that is interesting casting. I don't know how you guys feel. Are you excited? Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but it's interesting to see that Wonder Woman 2 is already kicking into high gear, and it actually has a release date of November 1st of 2019, so they're going to be going into production very soon. So I guess keep an eye out, because Wonder Woman 2 is coming fast. Another thing I wanted to talk about is DC Vertigo and Neil Gaiman are coming together to launch the Sandman universe. I don't know how many of y'all enjoy Sandman, but I've read some of the comics. It is a very interesting, very unique, very detailed universe. Those of you who have read stories like the Serial Killer Convention, or I think it's called The Diner. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but you should definitely track down the Sandman books. To me, the Sandman books kind of transcend comics, and Neil Gaiman is really responsible for their success. So now they're getting like a universe. There's actually 4 books that are going to be released towards the end of 2018. Lucifer, The Dreaming, Books of Magic, and House of Whispers. I think these are going to be ongoing series, and they're actually going to spin out of the Sandman universe one-shot. I'm not sure exactly when that one comes out. I'm thinking it's going to also be closer to the end of the year. So definitely keep an eye out, because if you are a Sandman fan, and I know there's lots of people out there, this is big news that we're going to get so many interesting stories. I know there's people who are fans of Books of Magic, and that one hasn't been around for a long time, and it's coming back. Of course, the Lucifer book lasted like nearly 100 issues, I think. And so there's just a lot of interesting things on the horizon for Sandman, for Neil Gaiman, for DC Vertigo. So if you are a fan of those series, just keep an eye out because new books, new stories, a new universe is coming. The last thing I wanted to talk about on this first edition episode is Amazing Spider-Man #1. So we recently had a relaunch, and yes, I know what you're thinking, not another relaunch, so many relaunches. I thought we went back to the original numbering, which I was excited for, but I guess they're gonna relaunch it. Other than that, what's really cool about this relaunch is because it's actually going to be written by Nick Spencer, who was recently writing the Captain America series, and we're also getting Ryan Ottley. I'm not sure if this is his first work on Marvel, but those of you who aren't familiar with Ryan Ottley, he's been doing Invincible, and Invincible just wrapped up. It's an amazing Image series. If you haven't read Invincible, you should definitely head to your comic shop immediately and pick up some TPBs because Invincible is amazing. It's also a Robert Kirkman book. Yes, the Robert Kirkman who created The Walking Dead and writes the comic. I've been an Invincible fan since issue 1. I love it and I can't recommend it enough. But one of the things I really love about the story, other than the story itself, is the artwork. And Ryan Ottley is an amazing part of that. If you've seen his illustrations in Invincible, he's really great at action scenes. And so I'm imagining that Amazing Spider-Man is going to be chock full of action, just like Invincible was. And so when you look at the cover, it has his signature style. It looks like Ryan Ottley definitely has a lot of interesting things in store for a lot of Spidey's older villains. And it is going to be really interesting to see his renditions of those characters because I think it is his first time working on these characters. And so those of you who are fans of Ryan Ottley, those of you who are fans of Nick Spencer, I think you might want to overlook the #1 and definitely give this one a chance. So I don't know what more we can want other than the original numbering back, but here's what we got and I'm pretty excited for it still. So keep an eye out for this because there's no official release date, but I think it's coming in late June or mid-June. Just keep an eye out in June and that's when it should be out. So that's it for this episode of First Edition, the all things comics, film, pop culture web show. I'm really looking forward to doing these again. This is the first one I've done in a while, but I love talking about comics news. I'm so excited for like Avengers, so I'm just excited in general to be back doing these videos. I hope you enjoy them. If you do enjoy them, feel free to like them, subscribe to my channel because I love making content. I also love viewing content, so if you have your own videos, feel free to post them in the comments. Most likely I'm already watching them, but feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll check them out. So I really appreciate everyone's support, and as always, thank you for watching.